Hello, I'm Francis and I work for Eco Schools England, and I'm very happy to be here today talking to you all at the Schools Climate Education South Yorkshire Conference. Since 1994, Eco Schools has empowered young people like yourselves to protect our planet. In England, the Eco Schools programme is operated by the charity Keep Britain Tidy. You might recognise the Keep Britain Tidy logo, which you can see on your screen, or you might even have participated in our annual Great British Spring Clean or Great Big School Clean litter picking event. You can see a graphic of this on the screen too. But Eco Schools isn't only in England. There are Eco Schools in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ireland, America, Canada, Brazil, Ghana, Singapore. In fact, we have eco schools in more than 70 countries around the world. This means that there are nearly 20 million young people like yourselves who are all involved in actively protecting our planet and making a huge difference. In England alone, this school year, 1 million young people attend a school who are engaging with the Eco Schools programme. 1.4 thousand trees have been planted, nearly 7,000 people have been on a litter pick, and over 100 second-hand clothes sales have been organised. Eco Schools provides a 7-step framework designed to put young people in control of environmental actions in their school and local community. We do this because we believe young people like you have the passion and the ability to make a difference now. And by learning the skills to make a difference now, we believe you will continue to make a difference throughout your lifetimes, including when you grow up to become leaders, decision makers, and teachers yourselves. We never tell young people what environmental actions to take. Instead, our framework just provides guidance and a timeline. This means that young people are free to work on the projects they are most passionate about. It also means every school can be an eco school. Our 7 steps are as follows. Step 1 is the Eco Committee, which involves forming a group of pupils and staff to lead the Eco Schools programme in their school. The Eco Committee complete the Eco Schools environmental review for Step 2. This is designed to review their school environment whilst providing the Eco Committee with inspiration. Next, they create an action plan. When the Eco Committee decides on 3 environmental projects they will deliver throughout the year. Step 4 is curriculum links. Throughout the Eco Schools process, your teachers should be considering how to include environmental issues in students' learning. To ensure Eco Schools work has the maximum possible impact, Step 5 is informing and involving, which means making sure the school community know about and are involved in all the Eco Schools work. Monitoring and evaluation is Step 6. This is checking that the projects in the action plan are successful and making changes if not. And finally, Step 7 is the Eco Code. When the Eco Committee agree on an environmental statement that reflects their school's eco ethos. As you will all know, the last few years have been very, very unusual. Sometimes you have had to work from home, and even when schools haven't been working from home, it has often been very difficult to get together in large groups to work on projects. At first, the Eco Schools team were very worried about this. We thought, how can the Eco Schools programme work if pupils can't even get together to talk or deliver Eco Schools projects? But do you know what? Young people like yourselves adapted. They met over Zoom or Teams and thought of environmental projects that could be completed even when people weren't allowed to be together. In fact, young people adapted so well that last year, despite all the unusualness, the Eco Schools programme in England had its best ever year. And all the young people out there taught the Eco Schools team a lesson too. They taught us that Eco Schools work doesn't have to just be in school. In fact, if we want to make as big a positive difference as possible, we need to think about how Eco Schools can be in pupils' schools and in their homes. Exactly what the innovative young people had done during lockdowns. And this will form part of your challenge for today, expanding the Eco Schools programme beyond the school boundaries and into pupils' homes. To do this, we will be focusing on Step 2, Environmental Review. The Environmental Review is designed to find out how environmentally friendly a school is, but equally, if not more importantly, it is also designed to provide inspiration for young people. So, if they answer no to a question on the Environmental Review, we hope young people then think, could we turn this no into a yes? For example, one of the questions asks, does your school have a pond or mini pond? An eco committee might answer no when completing their environmental review. Then, when they come to write their action plan in step 3, think, well, we said no to this question, but maybe we should create a pond. It will help biodiversity on our school grounds. But the questions don't only focus on what a school does or doesn't have. There are also questions which encourage more environmental education to be taught. For example, approach 3 different members of teaching staff. Can any of them name one of the Sustainable Development Goals? And there are also questions encouraging young people to engage more with environmental education. For example, does your school have a gardening club or does it offer gardening lessons? Hopefully, your teacher will have shared a copy of our environmental review with each group in your class. I will give you 5 minutes right now to look through the environmental review and discuss the questions. Today, your task is to work in small groups to create your own version of the Eco Schools Environmental Review. Unlike the Eco Schools Environmental Review, your version will be sent home for schoolmates to complete with their families. I want each group to think of 10 questions that all pupils can take home, and these questions will help them review how environmentally friendly their home is. Remember to include questions that encourage environmental action, questions that encourage families to appreciate nature, and questions that also encourage families to learn more about important environmental issues. For example, your questions might be along the lines of, does everyone in your family turn the tap off whilst brushing your teeth? Essentially encouraging families to save water at home. Have you watched any wildlife documentaries as a family in the past 2 weeks? Might be another of your questions. This will encourage families to learn about important environmental issues. Another example question might be, have your family been for a nice walk in an area of natural beauty in the past week? This will encourage families to appreciate nature. If you need some ideas, don't forget you can use the Eco Schools Environmental Review and adapt some of the questions that are designed to be completed in school to be completed in pupils' homes. You are going to be given 15 minutes to complete this task. Now, every group should have 10 questions, and I want you to collaborate as a class to choose the best 10 questions that have been thought of. Use these 10 questions to create a super environmental review that can be completed in people's homes. When you have done this, I strongly encourage you to send these questions home to be completed by all pupils with their families. You can even send it home with staff too, so they can complete it with their families. You have just created an amazing resource which will hopefully inspire all your schoolmates and their families to think about the little actions they can complete at home that can help make a big difference in protecting our planet.